I know McMenamin's not following the shot because he's going in every time.
That's right. Hold you follow through.
McMenamin's getting lots of shots up. Well, welcome to the Jump. I'm Nino Hassan. I'm still here for Rachel Nichols, who I promise one day she'll be back. I promise. I'm joined by Tom Haberstroh and Dave McMenamin. What's up, guys?
Hey.
All right, let's dig right into it. ESPN.com summer forecast for the 2017-18 MVP was published today, and the results are interesting to say the least. This is voted on by various basketball experts around the company, including some actual regular season MVP voters. Voters have spoken, and KD is the leader in the clubhouse for next season's MVP, finishing ahead of LeBron James. Dave, would you agree that KD the MVP favorite heading into next season?
Yeah, he's the best player on the best team in basketball. He's coming off a championship, so he has that kind of under his belt now. He knows his team. He knows the system that they run. He's healthy. He's in his athletic prime. He is the guy. He should be lined up for a second MVP. It's true.
Yeah, I think he's probably the favorite, but I also wonder, like, what did Russell Westbrook winning the MVP last year do to the voting mentality? The guy wasn't the best player on the best team, and he certainly wasn't from a 50-win team. So I wonder if the mentality for voters is moving towards more of the story and the novelty aspect rather than just best player on the best team. Because I think actually Kawhi Leonard going into next season might be the novelty story for MVP. Because Russell Westbrook, we know when he's gotten the triple doubles. We saw Kevin Durant win an MVP already. Steph's already got an MVP. LeBron's already got an MVP. But that guy Kawhi Leonard, I think he might be right there with KD.
See, this is my thing when it comes to KD. I don't think the voters are ever going to vote for a Warrior as long as those guys play together, KD and Steph Curry. I think because they're always going to say, oh, but you had help, right?
Right.
And the MVP, when we talk about that narrative, it's always about he did it by himself, right? LeBron did it by himself, even though he has good teammates. And Russell Westbrook last year, he did it by himself. James Harden, another front runner, he did it by himself. Durant and Curry are always going to cannibalize each other, I think, when it comes to that. And so, for me, it really comes down to LeBron James, who we all expect to be on a mission.
If Kyrie's traded, absolutely, even more so.
Right.
The thing about LeBron though is, like, is he going to be in cruise control during the regular season?
He wasn't last year. I mean, he took games off,
right,
and he didn't play his best defense during the regular season, but the numbers were there.
Right.
Statistically,
he's the best statistics of his
career high in assists, career high in rebounds.
And it's going to be a bad Eastern Conference, so he's going to pile up a lot of wins if he wants it. I just don't know if he wants it enough, because I think all he cares about is getting the title.
But if he doesn't think he can get the title,
that's a good point.
The fifth MVP would be a nice little cherry.
So we alluded to a little bit. Another surprise was that the reigning MVP, Russell Westbrook, did not place in the top 5. He's finished 6th. So, Tom, I know you didn't vote for him last season.
Yeah, I didn't.
Do you think his chances of repeating this year are better?
I don't think he should be 6th here. I think he should be much higher, ahead of Giannis. Yes, because why do we think that he's not going to get triple doubles next year? Last year, before Kevin Durant left, he averaged 10 assists per game.
Right.
You know, I don't think that's going away, and the only difference is, like, Paul George is coming to the team. I don't think it's going to stop him from getting triple doubles. So this idea that Russell Westbrook isn't even in the top 5 after being the winner last year, I find that very hard to believe.
But if we're talking about this story is the thing, if the team improves in Oklahoma City next year, Russell won't get credit for it. Paul George will get credit for it. So that kind of cancels that out. And also, he already hit that statistical mark of a triple-double. If he does it again, is that so impressive?
I know, but it just speaks to, I mean, what are we voting for? Because, like, we reward a team, historically, we rewarded players for playing on good teams.
Right.
The best teams always had the MVPs.
Right.
And yet when Russell Westbrook gets better players and they presumably win more games, that hurts his MVP case.
Because I don't think he can put up, like they said, he's not going to be able to put up the gaudy. I mean, they're still going to look good, but my point that was on the producers earlier is if Russell Westbrook last year averaged 39 and 9. He's not the MVP. That's so ridiculous. That is the truth of it. Right. So we can say, oh, he's great and played hard every year. That's all cool. And he could have even broken the triple-double record that he did with 41 in a season. But if he averages 39 and 9, he's not the MVP.
To me, it's an admission that last year Russell Westbrook winning the MVP was more about the novelty in the story than it was this guy is the best player in the NBA.
Right. And to your point about Giannis, to me, first of all, Giannis took a huge leap last year. Yep. And when we talk about the Eastern Conference, it's going to be so much weaker. Milwaukee becomes a top 3 team in the conference, wins 50-some-odd games, and he has another step forward. Doesn't have to be elite, but 28 points and all around and guarding all 5 positions. Maybe that's the cool story, right?
Yeah, but that's probably like the Isaiah Thomas story last year.
Sure.
Because then you say, okay, he's doing well for the Celtics, but they're in the East. And
Right.
ultimately, in this way back to, I think, a Western Conference player or LeBron.
The other name that's interesting on that list is James Harden, not in the top 3. Do you think
Yeah.
he's happy about that? He's given, basically in our eyes, he's essentially giving up the MVP award now that they have
So Chris Paul.
Cannibalization. Speaking of cannibalization, we mentioned a little bit earlier. Before last season, Steph Curry was the back-to-back reigning MVP. Now he's finishing 7th in the forecast, just behind Russell Westbrook. Our friend Jay Adande thinks that Curry's window to win MVP might be closed. Adande wrote, quote, when you factor in Curry's 6th-place finish in the 2016-17 MVP results, it becomes clear that he's no longer considered one of the very best players in the league. Most valuable player is a narrative-driven award, and it's easier to remain the best player than it is to be the best story. There is no new territory for Curry to explore. This is the part where I vehemently disagree with Adande. Only in the sense that I don't think that he's no longer considered one of the best players. Much in the same way, the last couple of years, Dave, it's not like we don't consider LeBron James to be one of the best players. It's just
We've done that.
we've done that. That's what it is.
Well, one of the things that's interesting to me is he almost averaged a triple-double in the finals last year.
Yes, he did.
So the idea, like he was the leading rebounder for the team. He had, I think, for the whole series, he had more rebounds than Tristan Thompson, maybe. This is new territory. Like if he's able to add this another element to his game, I feel like that is the uncharted territory that Jay Adande says, I don't think he can get there. But if he adds the triple-doubles and becoming more of a complete rebounder and assist guy, that's a different story.
But Golden State, to their credit for what they do as an organization, they don't chase statistical achievements.
Right.
So I don't see him, say he was close to averaging triple-double or something like that. I don't think they're going to supplement other guys' game to try to help pursue that. I could see him being finals MVP, though. I think it's kind of baffling to think this team's won 2 championships, been to 3 finals, and it's Andre Iguodala and Kevin Durant. Now, Kevin Durant, one of the best players of all time. But the fact that Steph hasn't won one, like you could get a Joe Dumars, Isaiah Thomas situation where he adds a Finals MVP.
The only way that I see Steph Curry win the MVP next year is if Kevin Durant gets hurt, because last year when he got hurt, they went on a 13-game win streak.
Right.
And it was with Steph Curry taking the...
That's the only way. The only way is if it reverses back to a situation like, okay, that's the best player on the best team. But as long as, again, Curry and Durant playing at the same time, neither of them are going to win because people always just, but you got him on your side. No. Another day, another story about LeBron James too. Good Lord. After tweeting about wanting to run some pickup, Jamal Crawford invited him to the crossover in Seattle. LeBron responded, quote, may I have to make a day trip up there when I'm back home in L.A., bro? Dave, what do you make of LeBron calling L.A., quote, home
Underscore
here?
home.
Yes, coming back home.
My man, Marcellus Wiley said yesterday, talking about the Waves tweet that LeBron put out, he's using elastic language. So he has the feasibility to say that, I own a domicile in L.A., in Brentwood, so that's a home of mine. It's not, quote-unquote, home, Skylar Gray, I'm coming home, Akron, Ohio, all of the fuzzy, warm feelings that evokes. At the same time, LeBron knows what he's doing. He knows everybody in the league is watching his every breath, his every tweet, his every move. And I think he enjoys being in the spotlight. He's at a point right now, he's comfortable being uncomfortable. And he's making everyone around him uncomfortable in the Cavs organization, for one. Perhaps this is some sort of subliminal message of, hey, guess what? 2018's coming. July 1st is coming. Reminder, if you're going to trade Kyrie, let's get it done. Let's get good players, because otherwise my mind's already thinking about LA.
I feel weird being a puppet. Don't you feel weird being a puppet? Like I feel like he's the marionette. We're all marionettes, and he's just like dangling us from above. And it's like,
was that an NSYNC move right there?
It was.
It was. Was that bye bye bye?
I think so.
Yes. So the idea that we laugh about this, but it is really interesting because he is going to be a free agent next summer, and the whole back home thing, he's tweaking us, and we are responding. And I feel like we're part of the beast.
I feel sometimes I want to be the naive person. Is there any chance that he just tweeted?
No,
is there any hope? No, I just really, when I get back to my home in LA, I may have to make a day trip up to Seattle.
This is a guy in the finals this past year when he evoked the name Emmett Till and spoke about that horrific tragedy. He wore a T-shirt of himself at 14 years old on the T-shirt.
There's nothing by accident.
He puts everything together. He goes the extra mile.
This right here. Look at this tweet again. May have to make a day trip up there. You got to be kidding me. All right, we got to go to break. Coming up, we'll address the league memo about scheduling improvements. Is this finally the end of DNP rest? Stick around, more Jump to come. He got a coffee in his hand right there, a little cappuccino. What's LeBron's beverage of choice?
Big Starbucks guy.